I'm Julie Giesman, registered dietitian with Hy-Vee, here with Jenny Norgard and Ellen Reese. We're all from the Des Moines area Metro Hy-Vee stores, here with another live web chat. We're here answering your nutrition questions live. So if you have a question for us, log on to kcci.com. Ellen is going to be answering all of those questions throughout the program, and Jenny and I are going to answer some of those live on the air. And today, all this week, actually, Dr. Oz is talking about burning fat, and today specifically he's talking about flat belly foods, and I see you've got a bunch of them here, Jenny.
Yes, we do, and what's really important for people to know and remember is that it is still important to keep track of the calories, or that concept of calories in versus calories out.
So we want to eating magic foods.
That is right, but there are a lot of foods that can help with that belly fat, specifically because they contain monounsaturated fats. So we have things like your really healthy nuts, almonds, pistachios, avocados have really good healthy fats, olive oil, and even a really good natural peanut butter is very good and healthy.
Right, and the natural peanut butter generally just has like peanuts and salt, just natural foods. And this olive oil is great. It's just basically olive oil. It's not nonstick spray for the pan spray. It's just olive oil in a spray container, so you can control the calories too.
Yes.
Well, if you have a question for us, log on to kcci.com. We'll be back talking about a food you can eat that may help lower your cholesterol. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us. We're your Des Moines area Hy-Vee dietitians answering your nutrition questions live on our web chat. If you have a question for us, just log on to kcci.com, and Ellen will get all those questions answered for you today. So, Ellen, what are our viewers asking?
Nikki Busso saw the delicious looking steak we have on display, and she's wondering, she had heard that red meat is bad for you, and she's wondering if that's still true.
That's actually a really common myth, that you have to cut out red meat in order to lower your cholesterol.
It is a common myth, and Julie, there's actually 29 lean cuts of beef that we talk to our customers and clients about, so that is definitely a myth.
So that's the key, is you need to eat the lean beef.
The lean beef, that is correct. And actually there's a recent study that came out called BOLD, and it stands for Beef in an Optimal Lean Diet. And what it showed was that participants followed this BOLD diet and had 4 ounces of lean beef in their diet every single day, compared to those following the DASH diet, where they did restrict red meat. And in the end, what happened was that they both lowered their LDL, or what we call the bad cholesterol. That's right. So that is very important to know. So do have beef in your diet, but definitely keep it lean.
Right. So the key is, as long as you're eating those lean cuts, and look for the words like loin or round. Those are typically ways to quickly find those lean cuts, or just by looking at the marbling. So choosing those lean cuts, because half that fatty acid that's in the beef is actually the monounsaturated that you talked about earlier. So that can help
with your olive oil, which is so good and healthy for you.
Absolutely. So if you have a question for us, log on to kcci.com, enter that question, we'll get that answered for you. We'll be back answering more of those. Thanks. And we're back, 3 of your Hy-Vee dietitians answering your questions from our live web chat at kcci.com. And Ellen's been answering those questions, and we just had a great question clearing up that myth about whether or not you can eat beef and still lower your cholesterol.
That's a great question.
Ellen, what other questions do our viewers have?
Chuck would like to know what he's supposed to do with the leftover 16 ounces of steak if he orders a 20-ounce steak at a restaurant and only eats 4 ounces.
Right, when you eat just that portion that we recommend, the size of the palm of your hand. Well, you've got some great recipes to show us, Jenny.
We do, and that is a very good question that I'm sure a lot of people are wondering. So we do have a lot of good recipes here, and I'll just run through what we have. Some ideas for quick, easy weeknight meals as well. Use those leftovers and throw them into these recipes. The first one would be just a good healthy beef stew. And what makes this different is that we made sure we added a lot of extra vegetables. Throwing in even your frozen green beans makes it that much quicker and convenient during the week.
Or a great way to use up those vegetables in the refrigerator that you might have left over.
Yes, that's a great idea. And your low sodium broth, so keeping it a little bit healthier on that end. A stir fry, so that should be a meal every week.
Right, and that's
just to
so
throw together.
fast.
It is, it is. And something quick and easy as well, instead of using a good brown rice, would be to use quinoa, which is going to be one of the healthiest grains that we
Right,
can
another
be
whole
eating.
grain option, very high in fiber and protein too.
Yes, and using your frozen stir-fry vegetables, so it makes it that much more
Keep those in the
convenient.
freezer all the time.
Yes, yes, grab and go. And then we have a really healthy pasta salad where we've used some good whole grain noodles, thrown in that steak, some tomatoes, and a little bit of lemon juice, and it's really a meal all in one.
Yeah, and that whole wheat pasta has 6 grams of fiber in a serving, so
does.
it's going to be very filling as well.
Yes.
And then here we've got, of course, the My Plate method. We've got about the size of the palm of your hand of beef there with your, again, your grains,
Yes.
your vegetables. So if you need more recipes, you can go to beefitswhatsfordinner.com
Yes.
or talk with your Hy-Vee dietitian. Otherwise, you can always go to the Hy-Vee.com recipe site on our website
Yes.
too. So we'll be back
Great source.
answering more questions right after this. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Jenny, Ellen, and I have been answering your nutrition questions live through our web chat on kcci.com, and we've had a lot of questions. We've been talking about how lean beef can actually help to lower your cholesterol.
That's right.
And Ellen said that Andrea had a question. She's convinced now that she's going to have her steak, her sirloin steak, for her Valentine's dinner, but she's looking
great.
for a nice, healthy dessert recipe, and you've got one here, Jenny.
I do, and this is called Raspberry Dark Chocolate Delights.
Love
So
these.
you know right away that it has to be delicious
I know.
and
Can't
good.
go wrong with chocolate.
We're going to show why they're healthy as well. So the first thing that you want to do is grab those phyllo shells that are going to be found in your frozen department, or sometimes they're even on a display. So either way, and add in your dark chocolate, which we melted for about 20 seconds and have it nice and melted. Stir it so it's nice and creamy.
Yeah, just do about
And-
20 seconds at a time. Keep stirring that up.
And then we're going to add in your Greek yogurt, which is high in protein.
And that's got the fruit on the bottom, but I stir that before I put it in there, and you've done that already.
Yes, so of course grab the raspberry one, given that it's raspberry dark chocolate delights. But if you'd like a different flavor, you can certainly go with that.
Yeah, and once you put this chocolate in there, just you freeze it very quick, about 5 minutes in the freezer, and they're ready to go. And they'll keep too in the refrigerator if you want to make them ahead of time a little bit. They'll
They
keep in
do.
the refrigerator for a few days too, if they last
They
that
do.
long.
They do, yes, if they last that
And
long
they're
is
only
right.
50 calories a piece. So if you're
Yes.
looking for more recipes too, stop by, talk to your local Hy-Vee dietitian, or log on to Hy-Vee.com to find a dietitian near you. But that's all the time we have. So we'll be back next month, Tuesday, March 5th, between 4 and 5 p.m. during Dr. Oz, answering your nutrition questions live. Thanks for watching.